Welcome to the City of Chelsea's Memorial Day celebration. We're also celebrating 400 years of the City of Chelsea. There's been a lot of activities that have gone on all through the year, and we're going to continue doing them. And today we're here to honor our fallen brothers. Today is a time to honor. It is an honor to pay tribute to our veterans, a special tribute to the Vietnam veterans who answered the call to defend, protect, and serve our country and its citizens. As a nation, we are who we are today because of the brave men and women of Vietnam War who have set an example of unity, public service, and selfish devotion. Veterans have shed their blood and poured out their hearts for this nation, but our veterans are mostly overlooked and ill-treated of all those who have served. You should have been welcomed home as heroes, but you came home to a country that was divided, unappreciated, dismissive, and failed to treat us with dignity and respect that we deserve. The City of Chelsea welcomes you home and thanks you for your service and sacrifices on our behalf. And in closing, to my fallen brothers of Chelsea, PFC Sheldon Cullen, PFC Michael Fitzpatrick, PFC Frank Sobolewski, Seaman Everett Allen, PFC John Hudson, Specialist 4 Sybil Mitchell Jr., PFC Bruce Kennedy, and Special Force William Thompson Jr. Those are all Chelsea young men who made the sacrifice for us. They're on this stone right here to the left of me, and it's an honor to be here today and be able to say a couple words to this audience. And at this time, I'd like to bring back Francisco Toro, the Veteran Service Day. Thank you, Leo.
Each year, it's challenging to come up here and rethink and express how much it means to me when I see everyone come together in support of our veterans and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And I don't like to repeat the same words over and over again and rehearse, because it's just insincere sometimes. So from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of all of the veterans and family members, surviving family members of those veterans who have passed on, I just want to thank you. Because without all of you here, it would be just so different. I want to take a chance, the opportunity here to thank the Chelsea Police Honor Guard here in recognition for our fallen military service members, and call forth Norma Arbiza, so to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held as
opportunity to call Brother Robert Rosetta from St. Anthony's Shrine to do the convocation. And thank you to the Honor Guard.
Let us pray. God of goodness and mercy, from whom all life comes, to whom all life returns. Today we remember all who served our country in the military. We remember and we give thanks. We give thanks for the sacrifices made and losses endured. We give thanks for acts of courage, grace, bravery, and hope. We give thanks for our brothers and sisters who gave the full measure of devotion. We give thanks for those we knew well and those we never met. For the life, goodness, courage, and love that was in each one of them, we are truly grateful. Today, in a special way, we pray for our sisters and brothers who are recovering from wounds in body, mind, spirit, and soul. We ask you, gracious God, to work healing in them in all the forms that healing takes. Bless those who provide care for them and show us ways that we can give our care and support. Show your loving and holy face to the families and friends of all who grieve the loss of loved ones. For those who have died, meet them in the valley of death's shadow and embrace them in the healing warmth of your comfort. And finally, God Most High, grant all of us here the assurance that nothing in life or in death can ever separate us from the power of your presence. May the days soon come when swords will be beaten into plowshares, when war will be a long-forgotten memory, and when all the peoples of the earth will know the peace that only you can give. May we work for that day, now and forever. Amen.
And now to do the elected official greetings, it is my honor to call our very own Chelsea City Council President, Noralise de Jesus, to come up, please.
Buenos dias, good morning. My name is Noralise de Jesus. I am President of the Chelsea City Council, representative of District 3. It is an honor to be with you all here today. I am also joined by many of my colleagues. I have with us today our Vice President, Councilor Taylor, our City Councilor Brown, City Councilor Stanigate, City Councilor Recupero, former City Councilor Enya Lopez, and also would like to recognize, we have with us as well Olivia Ann Walsh. My words are brief this morning. I want to just start by asking that in remembrance and profound gratitude of all who have served our country with such courage and selflessness and dedication, that today we just pause. We pause and honor those that have been lost at war, both men and women who made the ultimate sacrifices to secure the freedoms that we hold today. But honoring our veterans extends beyond just words and ceremonies. It requires a collective commitment from each and every one of us as a community to recognize their service, acknowledge their sacrifices, and ensure their legacy is not forgotten. Family. Family is the most valuable possession I hold. And I stand before you today with many loved ones that are actively serving our country. I can't even put into words how difficult it has been, extremely difficult, for my family to anxiously wait for our loved ones to return. But I'm certain that many of you understand that feeling. The families of our lost soldiers have carried unimaginable burdens. They have faced hardships and profound loss and carried on with just unyielding strength and resilience. Today we honored not just the bravery of those soldiers on the battlefield, but we also want to honor the unwavering support and sacrifices made by their family. It is our duty to ensure that the families of our heroes receive the care and respect that they deserve. Let us remember that honoring our veterans is not confined to this day alone. It is a commitment we must uphold every single day, in our words and in our actions. So I urge you all to join me and all of us here today, all of our city departments, all of our city officials, our first responders, join us in renewing our commitment to our veterans, not just in words, but with tangible deeds of support and gratitude in honor of their loved ones. Let us stand together as a community, united in our appreciation, our respect, and our unwavering support for those who have served and sacrificed so much for us today. Thank you all, past and present, for your services, your sacrifices, and your unwavering dedication to our country. God bless you, and God bless America.
And as always, one of the favorite parts for me anyways of the ceremony is seeing the youth involved so they can share in this experience and make sure this continues for many, many years to come. So with that, I would like to call up our very own school superintendent, Dr. Almi Aveda.
Good afternoon. It's always a pleasure to be here. This is a special day for me and for my family because my father is actually here today. And he has lost many friends along the way and served in the military in the U.S. Air Force for 22 years. So my mother is also here. And my mother says that the wives often gave up much too. So to all the wives of military, and the military that served as well, we thank you. All the women. And the children, because I had to move around a lot as a military child. And I remember living in Madrid, Spain, and every Memorial Day, every 4th of July, it was a special moment because we were Americans living in foreign soil, and it meant a lot to me to be an American and to be part of this great country. So freedom wasn't free. Many died, and on this day we remember those. We remember those who have died for our freedom. So I'm always blessed to be able to share the talent of our young students in Chelsea Public Schools. We have so many talented students in our schools. So our first student that I would like to introduce to do the Governor's Proclamation is Yariel Romero de Jesus. And he's in 5th grade from the Siegel Park Avenue Middle School. So Yariel, if you can come up here.
Whereas while the nation was still recovering from the Civil War, people in the cities and towns across the country gathered to honor the soldiers who had given their lives, celebrating the first Decoration Day and whereas after World War I, the nation came together again to honor those who had fallen in the service of their country, renamed Memorial Day. The last Monday in May is when people remember and honor the memory of all the men and women who fought and died in all America's wars and conflicts, and whereas throughout our country's history, thousands of Massachusetts residents have fought in wars and conflicts to defend our safety and way of life, and whereas the legal partisan and declaration to country and inspiration to all Americans, and whereas it is appreciate that all Massachusetts residents remember the bravery of those who gave their lives so that their sacrifices serve as a reminder of the cost of our freedom. Now therefore, I, Nora, Governor of Commonwealth of Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim May 27, 2024 to be Memorial Day.
Thank you so much. Our next student is Zahina Joseph. She's in grade 4 from the Hooks Elementary School.
Good morning, my name is Zahina. I am a 4th grader at the Hooks Elementary School. I will be reading about the Naval Hospital in Boston. In 1836, located on the hill along the Mystic River in Chelsea, the Chelsea Navy Hospital was built. The building was 3 stories high and there were 100 beds available. During the Chelsea Navy Hospital was one of the first 3 hospitals built to support only Navy personnel during the American Civil War, Spanish-American War, World War I, and World War II. Former Presidents John F. Kennedy and John Quincy Adams were patients at the hospital. The Chelsea Navy Hospital was the longest running naval hospital that closed in 1974.
Okay, our next student is Alexa Lara Rosales. She's grade 4 and from the Brookwood Elementary School.
My name is Alexa Lara Rosales. I'm from Miss Volvo's class at the Berkwitz. Memorial Day is a day that we celebrate to honor those who lost their lives while defending their country, including Massachusetts. Many people that fought in the war are buried in a cemetery in a street called Central Avenue. This cemetery is called the Chelsea Garden Cemetery. This place was filled in the late 19th century after the American Civil War between the Union and the Confederacy. Also, the cemetery was damaged by a fire in Chelsea, also known as the First Great Chelsea Fire. Some records were destroyed by this, and 19 people were killed. 15,000 people were left homeless. This affected many people in many different ways. Lastly, the cemetery also became popular in the mid-19th century due to overcrowding and health concerns of urban cemeteries. Overall, Memorial Day is a very important day that we remember veterans from wars that happened in history, like the American Civil War.
And now we have 2 students. We have Angel Marino Oriana and Marcos Reyes, grade 4, from the Kelly Elementary School. If you can please come up.
Mary Burke, a unique Chelsea veteran. Mary C. Burke was a unique Chelsea veteran. She died in 1918 during World War I. She wasn't killed in combat but from the flu. It wasn't common for women to go to war. Mary Burke is recognized alongside the men that fought in World War I. Mary Burke was a combat nurse in front of the lines in the time of World War I. Reasons why we should remember her is because she has a World War I victory medal and because she was brave and courageous.
All right. Our last student is Skyla Clavio from grade 4 of the Sokolowski Elementary School.
Hello, my name is Skylar Claudio, and today I will be talking about Franklin Simmons, the person who made the Civil War monument. First, Franklin Simmons was born on January 11, 1839, and died on December 8, 1960, aged 74 years old. Simmons moved to Washington, D.C. during the Civil War. This memorial was created by Franklin Simmons in 1866. It was dedicated to the 167 Chelsea men who died during the Civil War. It is located on Broadway across the street from our City Hall. This statue was special because it was the third Massachusetts monument to show a common soldier. Memorial Day honors and recognizes all the men and women who sacrificed their lives in the Civil War. Thank you for listening.
We changed it up a little. Usually we talk about how all of our elementary schools are named after veterans, and this year and last year the students did reports on monuments in the city of Chelsea. And then we also added our student poetry recital. So we have 2 students who wrote poems. Veronica Zuedu from the Brown Middle School.
Hi, my name is Veronica and I'm from Brown Middle School. I'm going to present you my poem. Our memories. If you remember those who are gone, then they live again. They are here once more. They smile, they speak, just as 2 living men. So let us give our thoughts to the brave upon this Memorial Day. In spiritual fellowship, let us speak and listen to what they say. For a soldier who died for his country must know, much that he could tell, and if he caught the message, he might serve us often well. So in our memories, let the dead linger often and long, recollections of our life are like springtime song. So let us toast to the ones here today, and toast to the ones that we lost in the way upon this Memorial Day. Thank you.
And our next student is Stephen Posada from the Wright Science and Technology Academy.
Those we love the dearest, the bravest, and the best are summoned from the battle to their eternal rest. There they endure the silence, here we endure the pain. He the best knows the valor resumes again. O Master of all being, the honor of day and night, O passion and the beauty of sorrow and delight. Lo, gaze on the full treasure of the heroic blend, the pride, the faith, the courage to hold it to the end. Lo, gives us the knowledge wherein their memories stir, Master of life. We think that they were what they were. Thank you.
And then, last but not least, is our wonderful Chelsea High School band, led by Shannon Chick, and they will be singing, playing Sea Songs by Ralph Vaughan Williams, arranged by Longfield. So this is our Chelsea High School concert band.
Thank you, Shannon, and all the band members. Thank you so much. Great job. And as we move to our keynote speaker, there's a lot of changes happening in Chelsea for veterans, for the family members, and there's a lot of changes going on at the Soldiers' Home. And I know times of change are scary sometimes, but I really do believe that there's a good team there trying to do the best for our veterans, and that's the feedback that I get from the veterans that I speak to. And with that being said, I would like to take this opportunity to call the new superintendent of the Massachusetts Veterans Home in Chelsea. Get that right? Superintendent Christine Baldini.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'd first like to thank the City of Chelsea's Department of Veteran Services for inviting me to speak today. It's remarkable to think that Massachusetts veterans have called Chelsea home for the last 140 years. And we are so proud to be woven into this remarkable community. I'm incredibly grateful for the long-standing partnership between the City of Chelsea and the Massachusetts Veterans Home. Together, we work in tandem to help support our veterans, whether they are transitioning and navigating civilian life, or receiving health care or services of support in one of our facilities. As you may expect, Memorial Day is an incredibly meaningful day to many of us in Massachusetts, particularly at the Veterans Home and for you. It's a poignant reminder that the way of life has been shaped and secured by those who have served. We observed Memorial Day last Thursday at the Woodlawn Cemetery. Some of you here today joined us, including veterans, family members, Chelsea staff, Chelsea High School teachers, city officials, and community members. While a solemn occasion, it gave us all a sacred space to remember our fallen military service members and to memorialize the Chelsea community veterans who passed this past year. We, all of us, owe a great deal of gratitude to the men and the women who served in the military, including those who made the ultimate sacrifice, the loved ones that they've left behind, and the veterans among us today who are still in uniform. Each day, we at the Massachusetts Veterans Home strive to repay the debt by caring for our veterans, many of whom bear the scars of war with dignity, honor, and respect. Our debt is expressed not just with gratitude, but with action. Our new state-of-the-art facility reaffirms the commitment to serve and honorably serve those who have served us. As its new appointed superintendent, I know I speak for the entire staff where I say it is our privilege to care for our veterans, and we look forward to continuing our mission in partnership with the Department of Veterans Services for years to come. Thank you, and God bless America.
On behalf of the City of Chelsea and the 400 Committee, I'd like to present you with this bag in honor of celebrating 400.
Thank you so very much.
At this time, we have another speaker who's joining us here today, and that is Senator Lydia Edwards, who comes over from East Boston. Has been a great friend to the City of Chelsea. And without any further ado, I'd like to call upon Senator Edwards.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Buenos días a todos. My name is Lydia Edwards. I proudly serve as a state senator for East Boston, Revere, Winthrop, and other parts of Boston. I also now, as of October 23rd, proudly serve as the First Lieutenant in the United States Army National Guard, where my greatest honor is to serve those who serve our country in legal services. So I provide legal services, I prepare their wills, I prepare their documents. At one point, when I get higher ranking, I'll be defending them or prosecuting soldiers. Some of you want me to do them senators, I know you do. Some of you wouldn't mind that either. But I want to say thank you for having me come out here today. I wore the formal pink and greens, which is our uniform that we wear now. It is to honor the greatest generation. So we've gone back to the World War II uniforms. This is what you see. I wanted to tell you a story, a little bit about service. So I'm going to take you back to Heartbreak Hill. It's in Korea, North Korea. It was Schultz, Finley, and Mangrum. They were picked to lead up the hill. And by the way, military brass had said this is going to be a quick 7-day event. We'd be able to take the hill in North Korea, wouldn't be a problem. Going uphill. So Schultz was the first one to take fire. So they're going up the hill. Schultz is the first to fall. He then crawled back to the bottom to get back medical help. That left Mangrum, and that left Finley. Finley then took fire a lot. He actually had shrapnel in all of his, both of his legs, and he passed out from the pain. He woke up as the 2 men were carrying him down the hill. He begged to be let go. He said, "Just let me die." And they encouraged him, "Keep going, come on, Bob Finley, let's go." They get him down the hill. Mangrum knows that there's still other men up there, so he goes back up the hill and brings down somebody else. And he goes back up the hill and he doesn't come home. He died there. Whatever form, no one knows. When Schultz gets back stateside, he picks up a phone book and he calls every single Mangrum that he can think of in the city of Chicago. He calls them. "No, I don't know that person. No, I don't know that person." Till finally he gets to a woman named Mamie Mangrum. And he calls her and lets her know that he served with her son. He died an honorable death, and the lives that he saved. Mamie died of a broken heart at the loss of her son. He was 21 years old. His sister, Maudel, Mangrum's sister, she got letters from Walter Schultz for years. For years, every single
About Veterans Day, Memorial Day, she got a letter from him, just checking in, letting her know how things are going. And eventually his sister died at 89 years old. And the letters she kept and were discovered by her granddaughter. You know her as Lydia Edwards, when I was going through her things after she died. I saw these letters from a man named Walter Schultz. I had no idea who he was and why he was writing my grandmother. So I did what everybody my generation does. I Googled him. I found him. I picked up the phone and I said, "Hey, Walter." He said, "Yes." And he said, "Hi, I'm the great-grandniece of, maybe you remember Mangrum, Salmon Mangrum." "Oh, I could never forget," he said. I said, "I wanted to let you know, my grandmother has passed away." He said, "Okay." I figured she hadn't written back in a while. And I said, "Why'd you write her? What's all this about?" And he told me the story of Heartbreak Hill. And I said, I thought someone saved you." He said, "No, he saved Bob Finley." "You want to call him?" I said, "What?" "Yeah, I want to call him." So I called Bob Finley. He was still alive. And I'll never forget when I got him on the phone, he started to cry. He said, I need you to listen to me now. I wrote the newspapers. I wanted everyone to know how Selman died. And I am a good man. I have lived a good life. I try to live two lives, for him and for me. I got my education. I became a pastor. I'm a man of God. I've done everything right. I've been trying to understand why God took him and let me live. And he sent me all the letters. He sent me all the articles. He showed me how hard he was trying to tell the world about the sacrifice of Selman Mangrum. 2 months later, he died. I had the chance to go visit Bob Finley in Brownsville, Michigan, shook his hand, and let him tell me about the story. I recorded that. None of them got to live to see me join the Army. None of them got to hear about how much they inspired me to do this. I hope they're looking down and I hope they're proud. I hope they also see how far this country has come. You see, during the Korean War, this country was embarking on an incredible experiment called integration. It was the first war that they let black and white soldiers serve together. And I can assure you, Selman Mangrum, black man, serving with Schultz, a German man, and Finley, the Irish man, they weren't thinking the politics of integration when they were willing to die for each other. They weren't thinking about politics at all. You should know soldiers are willing to die for each other in this country. Politics doesn't really enter the mind. So on today, it's good to let that politics be aside and remember why we're here. I hope that they're proud of how far this country has come. I know they'd be sad at some parts too. But I've dedicated my life, and I'll dedicate my military career to making sure we keep going further. That we always put the politics aside, put service first, and remember our country. Thank you so much for letting me come speak today. God bless.
On behalf of the City of Chelsea and the 400 Committee, I want to present these back.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to Counselor Recupero and Counselor Robinson, can you please come? And we're gonna place the wreaths here for our Vietnam veterans over here. Hi, and I want to recognize Diana Ramirez. Can you come, please, so we can place the wreath for the Gold Star Mother? Right here, on the side. And for those who don't know Diana, her son gave his life for his country. And he was the first KIA that I ever worked as a case. And we're always grateful for the sacrifice. And can we please place the wreaths? Thank you. The other side. One on each side. One's from Chelsea, one's from Gold Star Mothers. Thank you so much. And now, we're going to, Shannon and the Chelsea School Band has diligently worked to prepare for a great presentation for the U.S. Forces Service Medley. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And now, we will have the playing of the taps. Please stand.
El alcalde. Aquí ya lo dijo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. For those of you who've been in the military, you know, when the taps are played, you stop wherever you are and you face that flag as they retire our colors. Military life is very different than out here, but you never forget it. It's imprinted. And each and every service member who I've lost along the almost 18 years that I've been here is not forgotten. Sometimes when I get upset and I'm scolding one of my children, I forget their names. But I can still tell you the name of every person I served with in boot camp. First and last. And I know sometimes you look around and you don't see, a particular veteran. Over the years I've learned, because I've asked. And they respond. I recognize Memorial Day in my own way. And just because they're not here, doesn't mean that right now they're not thinking about their brothers who they've lost along the way. It's just, for veterans, sometimes it takes it's a challenge to deal with this particular day. And I want to thank you so much on their behalf for being here. And with that, I will call our City Councilor, Leo Robinson.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today with us to honor our fallen soldiers at this time. At this time, again, I'd like to recognize Diana Ramirez, the Gold Star Mother, and what that means. Also like to recognize my colleague on council, Manuel Tisch, who's here on with us. And also like to call on our city manager, Fidel Mesa, to say a couple words.
Good morning. Thank you for being here today. I was a little late. I was in Boston running the Run to Remember. It is an annual run that is held to particularly honor our men and women, both in the military, but also those that are first responders. I want to thank everyone that made today possible. It's an incredible event, and it is really a testament to how much we take pride in our veterans and their families, those who have served in the past, and those who are still with us today. There's more events coming. The food truck is here. Please stick around. Thank you so much.
Also like to recognize Ned Keith, who's the man behind the scenes that makes a lot of things here in City Green. And where would we be without our police department and fire department? So I'd like to give a shout out to the police and fire department. And also thank the police color guard that was here with us this morning. And what would it be without Brother Ricky from Community Cable and TV? Brother Ricky! So in closing, I'd just like to say, we're here to honor those who are not here with us today. Always remember, the reasons why we're able to live the way we live is because of what our military brothers sacrificed for us. So it's very important to be able to show up at events that honor our soldiers. On behalf of the City of Chelsea, I'd like to thank everybody.